Taking your stream to the next level shouldn't be daunting, and it shouldn't be too stressful on you. As you may have seen in my first video about OBS, like tutorial tips and tricks kind of stuff, I went through a simple just chatting scene, and anybody can do it. You just layer in these things. You could figure out how to make a simple border for your camera, and there's not much to it. You could just throw it together and it looks halfway decent. Some would even say professional. I wouldn't say it's professional, but it looks good. Now, when you start using multiple scenes, like say you're a gamer and you have a gaming scene and you have your just chatting scene, you need a way to get there. And of course, you can use the cuts, the crossfades that OBS offers. But another thing that it offers is stinger transitions. And in this video, we're going to be talking about simple stinger transitions. I have a couple of options, one that I made and two that I picked up from somewhere else, which I'll explain a little later. And just show you how to set it up, how to make one, and just get you to that next level of streaming and make it a little bit more appealing and give that eye candy to your viewers. Welcome back to the Rebel Tech channel. I'm Justin, and in this video we're going to be talking about, of course, stinger transitions, as I just said, and really getting you to the point of feeling comfortable with it and not being too stressed out saying, oh, I need to pay someone to do this, or I have to take hours and hours to figure it out. But before we get started, if you have any questions, comments, or anything whatsoever about OBS or any gear, tech, anything you want to talk about, leave it down in the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions about it. And if you want to ask me more directly, I stream every Saturday afternoon, night-ish, around 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, depending on how I'm feeling that day. And you can talk to me there, more streamlined conversation, and we could chat about gear, chat about anything. That doesn't have to necessarily be about gear. It could just be chatting about whatever. The game I'm playing. Right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed Unity again. Really fun game, and it's nice to have it a little more smooth, but it's still got some bugs, but that's another story for another day, maybe. And if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or anything whatsoever, please leave a like and consider subscribing. So what are stinger transitions? To keep it simple, it's an animation that leads you from one scene to another in OBS. Very simple, as opposed to your simple cut or crossfade. So in this gaming scene, you see my camera in the bottom right corner and the game filling the rest of the scene up. But if I wanted to go to my just chatting scene or go to a BRB scene or any other scene, I could simply just switch it over to a cut, and it cuts over. Simple enough. And then I just cut it back. That's it. If you want to go a little bit more fancy, go with a fade. And it fades it in. This is doable, it's fine. But when you start getting to the point where you want to start upgrading stuff, and you could pay for someone to do a stinger transition, you go to Fiverr and pick up somebody to do it for you. But if you already have a logo, and if you already have a computer and means to make it yourself, I highly recommend doing that, because you gain so much more in just the quality of your stream and your quality of your content from your perspective, from your hands, your mind, your creative juices. And I think, to be honest, I said this in my first OBS video, you gain so much more by doing something on your own. And at least in my opinion, I have more pride from like, for example, if you see this border here, I made that. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing fancy, but I made it. That's my creation. I feel more proud about that than the one that I bought from a website I had a while back. I mean, the other one was nice, but this is good, and then I could always elaborate on this. I can make this better. So other than the fades, if you could see here, there are plenty other ones. You have Luma wipe. I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a up wipe. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so it's a swipe. Typical swipe. Slide, pretty simple, obviously, left to right. Okay, so swipe, slide, all that stuff, that's available. But the other one here is Stinger. And that's a little bit more involved. A little bit more involved, meaning you actually have to add something to it to make it work. And you can get one made for you. You could get one for free, which I have an option at the end of this. There is a free option anyone can get. If you find a website that has animations that are just free animations, like that's dropped there, people make animations and they just drop them in for people. But I have one specific one that you can get that was a while back, that a content creator, very popular one now, much more than he was then. He was popular then, but now he's blown up a lot. But I'll leave that for the end, a little teaser there for you. So for the Stinger, I have my Ghetto Happy smiley face that I wanted to animate and put it through as a Stinger transition. And if you look here, I'm in my gaming now. There you go. See? Pretty simple design and nothing crazy, just swipes in, swirls in, and then swirls out. See, that's it. That's all you need to do. And all I really did was I did it all in Premiere Pro. I just took the logo as the PNG with no background, set up some keyframes of it going out, filling up the screen, twisting, and then twisting back and going out, as you can see. See? Going back to the other one, twist, back out, gone. And when the animation fills up the screen fully, this is key. When the animation fills up the screen fully is where in the background the layer changes or the scene changes. That's key, and we'll get into timing in a little bit. So in this video, I'm not going to get into depth with the animation of the logo, whatever your logo is. That is a separate video I'm going to have out. Probably by now it should be out. Of animating your logo or anybody's logo or any logo that you have. So the next thing I'm going to get into is how do you set up the Stinger. It's a little involved, but anybody can figure it out, and I'm going to explain it so you guys understand it. All right, so as you can see here, if you go to the browse function, I have some options, and these are the ones that I downloaded a while back from Harris. He gave out these things, and he has a blue shell, which is one of his options. And underneath that, you have your timing, meaning the time from when the transition starts to when the... So once you start the transition, that starts the timer. When the timer is up, the scene changes. So you got to figure out, when does this scene fill up the whole screen so that I could switch to the other scene without it being seen? No pun intended. So right now it's at 1600 milliseconds. You could change it to frames, but milliseconds usually is a little easier. If you're more partial to frames, go ahead. Keep the monitoring off because there's no audio in this. You can put audio, but you don't need to. It's totally up to you. If you have an MLV, you could obviously have audio with it, so just keep that in mind. It's an option. So we click OK. We have all our options, and we are going to go to another scene. Now, if you notice there, for a split second, the scene was still open. If you look again, a split second, when the shell fills the screen and goes away, the scene underneath it hasn't changed yet. So we need to adjust the timing. And the timing that I have here is for the Ghetto Happy logo working. Now we need to figure out. So it needs to happen sooner. So let's go with 1400 and see how that works. Hey, that was pretty good. That's pretty tight. There. See? as soon as because it's supposed to be instantaneous. I mean, it could be just a little bit off. We're talking milliseconds here, so the tricking of the eye is not that hard, but people will notice it if it's very egregious. I mean, we only changed it by 200 milliseconds, so the eye can be tricked, but not that much. I'm sure if you were to slow this down, you could notice the transition, but just by looking at it like that, that's not that bad. All right, so let's get into another one Harris put out a while back. I don't remember the timing on this, but we're gonna figure it out. Let's do another one. See, that transition, that's a little longer transition. Oh, you see, that was a little bit of delay. It's fine on that one, but it's not on that one. So let's do it a little bit sooner. You got to make sure also, if you're using the same transition for all your scenes, from scene to scene, make sure that it applies to all of them. It's a little bit quirky, but you can figure it out. So right now we're going to make this sooner. So let's go to 1200. It's fine on that. It's fine on that. So 1200 is good. Like I said, as long as the transition is switched by the time it's revealed, you're good. And now we are going to be going back to the stinger. I think from what I remember, it was 1600. Yeah. All right. So we got to change that a little bit. We're going to make it go a little bit longer. Yeah, it's a little laggy right now, but that's the point. You figured it out before. It's very simple. Just make sure as soon as the scene fills up, that's when everything is changed. Okay, so that is how you set up a stinger transition within OBS. It's a very simple concept, and you could create your own very simply. Like I said, Harris has on his Discord, you can go look up the Alpha Gaming Discord, and I think they're still on there. He's all about giving back, and he has stream beats, which you're hearing in the background of this video. Copyright free music, and he's all about giving back. He's kind of like the stream Robin Hood. He used to be the stream doctor, but I think he's more so the stream Robin Hood now. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. If you are interested in the animation of your simple logo, I know they're not crazy animations, but there's something to making things yourself and keeping things simple to add to your stream. And of course, you could always buy some. You could always add more animations if you're into animation, and if you can do better, here's the foundation. Now run with it. Do better than me, and eventually I'm gonna do better. So we're gonna be pushing each other to make each other better. That's the point of content creation. It's not supposed to be like envious of people. It's not supposed to be of I don't know, bad blood between people saying, oh, you did this and not, or I can do this better or whatever. No, it's not about bad blood. It's about pushing each other to make each other better in a constructive and positive way. All about that. So yeah, comments down in the comments section. Also, while I stream, you guys can chat with me, talk about OBS, talk about just about anything. The game I'm playing right now, Assassin's Creed Unity. Still a little clunky after all these years, but it's better than it was, a lot better. And I know, I did a full series of walkthroughs with that game, and it was a tough time back then. But regardless, it's still fun. It's still a good game. And if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or anything whatsoever, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this, more videos of gear, tech, all that stuff, and anything I could get my hands on, I'll be happy to talk about. Of course, as always, be safe, be kind. If you go out, please wear a mask, and I will see you in the next video.
I'm in the captain's quarters. Get this, he's still here.
But of course I'm still here. And Captain never leaves the ship.
Ripped to shreds, actually. Oof, what a way to go.
It is certainly a great way to go.
Check his wallet.
You're all hearts, Sully.
Well, I'm not going to use it now. It is not my wallet.
No way.
You just spread it all. Spread it all over the floor.
Kidding.